How's it going, everybody? With the influx of all these new players coming into my most recent videos asking me how I do this and that, we will be going over each of these topic points one by one. So for today's video, we'll be going into armor and their stats. How to farm it, what's the best armor to get, and how to properly farm for it. So getting into how to properly farm for it, first up is the setup. The setup is to go over to your ghost, max that baby out, put on blinding light just because you should always have that on, and then over here is where we get to the stat mods. So this stat mod, as you could read right there, it says that with every armor piece that is dropped, it will give me a minimum of 10 resilience in that slot. It will not go any lower. And you can swap this out for whichever one you're trying to focus, but for right now, resilience is the meta, so I typically just slap this on and never take it off for when you have a tier 10 max resilience, you have a 30% damage reduction. Now, hunters, we are in a terrible position of needing to either go mobility or recovery. Resilience is the end all be all. Choose that one, of course, but mobility is for if you want your dodge back as fast as possible, and recovery is just your health regen. And recovery is two things. It's when does your health regen start and how quickly does your health regenerate. Unfortunately, being always like 30 or under, my health regeneration is absolutely terrible, but we also have like a lot of ways to heal in this game, so I don't say that it's too needed. It's just extremely nice to have. Hunters and warlocks, you guys are in that golden area. Of course, you can do resilience for your class ability and for the damage reduction, along with recovery, just so you could have the other health regeneration factor. Now, for the best farming methods on how to get some god tier armor. You ask any veteran in the game, what is the best armor to get? They're going to tell you without a doubt, it is the artifice armor sets. You can get these artifice armor sets from any of the dungeons as long as it comes with a master difficulty. And right now, Warlord's Ruin is the best way to farm for artifice armor. You can farm either the first encounter or the last encounter. And here's why I'm telling you the last encounter. The last encounter drops all of the armored pieces. That's helmet, arms, chest, legs, class piece, right? The first encounter is the fastest and easiest encounter in the dungeon, and it drops the helmet, arms, and legs. Now you are 3 out of 4 of everything that you need right there on the first encounter. You're not going to get a chest piece, and that is very unfortunate, but here's what you do with the class piece. You go to that final boss and you farm him until he drops you a class piece. Because once you have one class piece, you don't need anything else ever again. Because as you could probably bet, class pieces don't come with stat distributions at all. Mine only has one because, you know, I have mods in it. Masterworking Gig is a 2s across the board, and then you could just go ahead and then put in whatever you need there as well. So class pieces, don't need to worry about them. So having the first encounter not drop you a class piece is actually beneficial to you. Now, quickly and briefly, just so I could tell you guys, in a previous video I made with this artifice farm, I said that you would want to do this puzzle every time. You don't have to do this puzzle. The second you defeat the first encounter, you just orbit, let that stuff go to the postmaster, and then pull it out of your postmaster. You don't need to do the cage puzzle as is. Now, here is the thing about how you see some people with some goated ass armor. Now, this is a farming method. I'm not going to claim that it's not one. It's just not your most efficient one. So if you were to go to any raid that has one, it's the pinnacle for the week. Crotas will always be it for this one because it's the most recent released raid, that is. And if you were to go over to master and not click on it, you would see rewards, intellect, focused armor. This means that intellect will take priority over all of the other stats. And if you were to have your ghost mod on intellect to double up with that, I'm not saying you would want to, but if you did, you will get some extremely potent intellect stat gear. I'm talking 20 and above stat gear. It's highly unfortunate that it is selected to be intellect focused, because for my PvE players, this is the worst stat to focus into, for you don't need it. Just kill ads, do damage, take damage, you get your super back, you know. That's all it is there. Fortunately for you, since it's the beginning of the week, it's a Wednesday while I'm recording this, it is recovery focused armor over on Vow the Disciple. So if you really want to farm that, go do it over here. So for my warlocks, my titans, head on over there. Hunters, do it if you want. Now, this is why it is unfortunate, is because artifice armor doesn't get this benefit. You click on master, you go over here, it says rewards is only artifice armor. And I went in and I got a quick piece of artifice armor for you, just to quickly show you that. I guess I shouldn't do it like that. Like this is, as you can see, it is not as extremely potent in any general area. I understand that strength is 20 plus at the moment, but that is literally just because it's random rules. It will never be like this. This is what you would claim to be more potent, you know? Resilience is at 26. Go over here. resilience out of 23. Over here, resilience out of 26, right? This is potent armor. And this segues into the other area that I want to talk about. If you are not someone who really has the time or a fire team to farm good artifice armor in a dungeon, this is the next method you need to do. So you're going to want to travel over to the helm and visit the Season of the Wish vendor, Riven, that is. So I'll just wait till we're over there real quick. Right, so now that we are here and we are over at the Wish vendor, all you're going to want to do is literally just purchase this armor. This armor is extremely good. I don't want anyone to tell you otherwise. It's not artifice, therefore it's not going to be the best of the best. But if you're just looking for stats, this is all you need right here. And with wish engrams just dropping out the wazoo, I'm more than certain you have enough to just purchase a set. What I did is I went through and I just purchased one set. I didn't even farm it, you know? And that one set, look, I have no mods on any of this armor. We're sitting at 120. I mean, of course, we have my subclass buying into that a little bit, but just by having the armor on at base, I'm at 120 resilience, which is amazing in the sense that since, you know, I'm a hunter, right? So we're going to be going through and we could just also have like recov mods, mobility mods, doesn't really matter what you want to do there. But that's how you get your double 100s essentially, is that your armor at base will carry you to one of the 100s, right? And then you carry yourself to the other 100, which for me it would be mobility, just by inserting mods, tweaking the subclass, stuff like that. Now, in an additional note, before I actually leave this video off with you guys, I want to show you this D2 armor picker. I'll have this link in as a pinned comment below for you all. Now, the easiest way to go about your farming is to just farm mindlessly and as fast as possible, or if you're doing the Riven purchasing method, just buy a crap ton of armor and then you can come and sort it out in here. So how to work it is click the class you want to click on up here, and then you just go, I want 100 mobility, and then it'll show you your options here real quick. Let it think. All right, and as you can see, none of them are unhighlighted still, so I can actually go with another 100 resilience. And now that I'm double 100 up, options get a little bit more limited, and it shows you what I can do. I can do 100 strength, but I'm a hunter and I can get that back with a dodge. So with discipline 90, I guess we'll just go that route because that's just the best route to go with. And then over here will be your options for it. You just go down, shows you what you need. You can open it in dim and it will actually like load it up in dim. So there is the role for that first one. But you know, obviously you're going to be wanting to run a exotic piece. So whichever exotic piece you're going to want, you're just going to scroll down a little bit over here and choose your exotic piece. Star Eater Scales is a pretty popular one amongst the hunters. So you also will have to reset this every time you select a new one. So with that said, we want 100 mobility, 100 resilience, and then we can go 70 discipline, 80 strength, doesn't really matter. So we'll just go 70 discipline. And then right here, boom, the build, it's all set. Double 100s with a 70, pretty high discipline stat. Open it in dim and boom, there it is. You could save it and equip it through there. Again, I'll have this D2 armor picker linked in as a pinned comment, so that'll just be there for you. And that does about wrap it up, fellas. I do hope this armor farm, or at least some description of it, gave you a little bit of insight. Whether you're new or a returning player, I do feel like it is valuable information, especially go get yourself some of that Season of the Wish armor if you're not really having time to farm for artifice, that is. But yeah, take care and peace.